Wendy Williams has been isolated and relocated out of the country. Her shady management team claims she's doing well, but the rumors say that Wendy's trapped in Switzerland while her family is falling apart, and her guardianship is draining her estate. So let's get into it. We need to talk about Wendy Williams because there's something super sketchy going on. She hasn't been out in a while, and I have a feeling she's not coming back anytime soon. Now let's talk about what the press is saying, and then let's talk about the blind items and try to find the truth in between. Because as of November 2023, she reportedly entered a rehab treatment facility, a wellness facility. I mean, when we saw her last out and about on the streets, she was apparently drinking and filming a little like reality series, and then that whole story completely disappeared. But this rehab facility, we've heard this narrative before. I mean, when we saw her sent off to Florida, but this time she's not in Florida. Keep in mind, her team has also worked against her, trying to put her in a conservatorship, but we'll dive into that in a second because there's a blind item that came out, and this is what they write. An illiterate former, I don't like how they say that, illiterate, because she's not doing well, former talk show host is still in rehab, but not in the US. She's allegedly at a rehab in Switzerland of all places. This facility has been used by one of her family members in the past. It's also a lockdown rehab, so no iPhones, no iPads, nothing. She's getting treated with and abuse to combat her severe alcoholism. When she leaves, the facility is not clear, but I've heard that it's going to be early next year. She's also fired her shady manager and PR people on the advice of some close friends, which she did before entering rehab. Let's read some of these comments. How many years is she in rehab already? Something's wrong here. People are talking about how it's Wendy Williams because it has not been revealed yet. So she may have fired this manager and PR manager, but I don't know if she's even able to fire these people because of the guardianship that is in place in New York. Nonetheless, they are out here in the press and telling them that she's doing her best. She's not able to communicate with us. She has no phones, no iPads, but they are reportedly saying this. I hope they're not doing something sneaky behind the scenes while she's in Switzerland. Quote, Wendy is at a facility doing her best to be her best. She's taking it day by day. This person also goes on to say, nobody asks how she's doing. Does anyone even care? I feel like everyone just puts out negative information about her, and that's the focus. Why don't we stop for a moment and just say, hey, how is she doing? Is she doing okay today? That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to ask if she's okay, but you guys are putting her in guardianships. The only time we hear from her is when she's calling out her managers and these people at Wells Fargo holding her money against her. So I think that we have the right to ask these questions. Of course, her manager wants everyone to shut up and stop asking questions because what happened with the Free Britney movement? We started asking some questions and then we got some answers. Now, her team is not admitting that she's in Switzerland, but they're confirming that she's not in a hospital. She's also no longer in New York. We all know Wendy has struggled with a bunch of health issues, including Graves' disease and lymphedema, which it makes me question like whether these diseases like contribute to her addiction, because you know, maybe she's using the alcohol or the coke or whatever she's using to alleviate some of the pain she's going through, because that sounds painful and intense, and she's been open about her issues with addiction. But her manager says that she's only thinking about things she wants to do in her life. She's only thinking about Wendy 2.0 and her new chapter of her life and the things she wants to accomplish. That's our focus. Our focus. Now, I do wonder if there are other people at play here, and I have to get into a little like conspiracy blind item moment because P. Diddy has been all over the place. Wendy and P. Diddy are not friends, and I wonder if like P. Diddy is like working on getting rid of Wendy, kind of like how he promised he would decades ago. This is a recent item reading, I wonder if the mogul wannabe rapper Diddy has been trying to harm the career of the illiterate former DJ turned talk show host. She warned him about us for decades and nobody listened. Let's actually revisit that because Wendy has called out Diddy for a minute. I mean, she is like the queen of confrontation, and she has never stopped holding Diddy accountable for what he has been accused of. And I'm sure she knows a lot more because she's been working in New York for a long time and in that scene. Her radio station launched around the same time his record label launched, so they had a relationship. You know, he's got the music and she can play it on the radio. So they're gonna have some kind of overlap. Now, they've had a long time feud. We can go in deep dive in another video. She's been exposing him for a very long time, and I wouldn't be surprised that he maybe would hold a grudge and go after her later on. Wendy has also accused Diddy of messing around with men, which we have heard his stories with Usher and things like that. So that's a rumor that he does not like. She actually claims that she received a photo of a man allegedly pulling Diddy's shorts down while he was on vacation in Cancun. Actually, Diddy got her fired over that because he said that they cannot play his music on their radio station unless they fire her. So that really got serious. I mean, the fact that he was able to get Wendy Williams fired from her radio job back in the day, I think just shows it confirms in all my other Diddy videos how he really is a big part of the industry and why so many people are scared of him. But there's other people in Wendy's life trying to look out for her, including Kevin Hunter, her son. He believes that his mother's team is taking advantage of her wealth and her battle with alcoholism. Hunter said, "I know there are all sorts of things happening that I know in her right mind she would never agree to. And it's hard seeing her being taken advantage of. Eventually, she's going to realize all the craziness that's been going on, and then everyone's gonna be fired." Hopefully they have been fired.
Kevin made headlines Tuesday when he made explosive statements about his mother's team in an interview with the U.S. Sun. The 22-year-old accused them of taking advantage of her health while she allegedly struggled with alcoholism and encouraged her to work despite her health issues.
Honestly, bless her son for being there for her because she needs an advocate, especially when he's going against her team. And keep in mind, the team has a lot to fight for. They have a big estate. They have a guardianship set up in New York. They've got someone who's an alcoholic, and they're probably enabling her to make her even worse, to build their case that she cannot control her money, so they will.
Wendy Williams' manager addressing her son, Kevin Hunter Jr.'s tabloid claims.
I'm not trying to have a debate with Kevin. I'm not here to be combative about, whatever allegations he has. He's entitled to his opinion. I'm just trying to say that us as adults, let's be responsible and let's actually utilize some common sense. Someone was near death, someone like your mother. Why would you go to an online publication to discuss it with them?
Something about that guy is just rubbing me the wrong way because I feel like he's the spokesman for this entire operation. Guardianships and conservatorships should not be legal, in my opinion, unless you are so far gone with dementia, or you, one of my ex-boyfriends, his brother was shot in the head and he was disabled after that. Makes sense. Wendy Williams is very capable. We've watched her on media for decades. But they say, oh no, Wendy's in a guardianship. Everything that she does gets approved by the guardian. Okay, then who's this freaking guardian? A court-appointed guardian. Keep in mind, probation court, where this is all held, was created back in the slavery times. It's just so problematic. So court-appointed guardianships, I don't trust them. So Wendy's not in control of her life. She probably has no control over even being in Switzerland, which is so scary. But at least it seems like whoever's controlling her life is doing one thing right. Maybe one thing right. And really, it's not even their choosing. It's the judge's choice, because her ex-husband, Kevin, who screwed her over so bad, is now about to be homeless after the judge refused to restore alimony. So he's not getting Wendy's money anymore. According to court documents, Kevin requested to get more money from Wendy, and the judge said no. At this point, you've gotten enough. He says that his livelihood depends on payments from Wendy. "I have fallen behind on most of my bills. I live in this community that requires payments to the HOA. I'm behind on that bill." Why are you people living above their means, especially when you've never been the working one? You were always just there behind the scenes with Wendy, cashing in on her contracts. "If the homeowners association fees are not paid, I will foreclose soon. So the house will just be gone." The house that he paid for with Wendy's money and with his mistress to raise their baby. Maybe, Kevin, you can go and sell that $80,000 engagement ring that you bought for your mistress when you were with your ex-wife. But no, Kevin says, "My car insurance hasn't been paid because he's not receiving his monthly checks from Wendy. I'm behind on credit card payments because I have no money because the severance payments were suspended." Why don't you go get a job? Why are people spending money they don't have? And then demanding that his ex-wife pays his bills for him and his mistress's baby. Oh, hell no. I would be pissed. I would run off to Switzerland just so I don't have to like hear this BS. Well, now it looks like he's selling his $1.2 million home because he's got to pay his bills and Wendy's not paying them this time. He's selling his 5-bedroom, 5-bathroom home that he has with his mistress and their baby. Also 5-bedroom, 5-bathroom, like go get a nice condo you can go rent. Go get a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, maybe 2-bathroom. Go and just do that. And then maybe like go, you know, he's living in Florida. Go get a job down there. That's my opinion. Oh no, along with Hunter selling his home, Wendy Williams' son, Hunter Jr., was evicted from his Miami apartment in December because of $70,000 in unpaid rent. Why are these these men in this family need to go and get jobs? Like, I understand your mom is like super rich and like whatever, but like really, that just puts a bad taste in my mouth. At this point, it seems like Wendy is just being used all around. But I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Are you as worried as I am? Let me know, and I'll see you in a new one soon. Bye, guys.